Hello, thank you for coming back for these sessions. In this one, the I Am talks about balance, peace and chaos, physical body versus spiritual body, and choosing light. I'll begin to read now. The frequency has been raised and continues to increase, and more changes are happening. Choices are being made. These sessions are necessary for that to take place, for it is part of your highest purpose being fulfilled. And it is part of my flowing for all of you and your conscious choices. It is part of the fulfilling of my promise because I am all that is, and there is nothing and no one that is left out of this process. There is no part that is not necessary to fulfill this promise, for it has all of the parts coming together. And for these humans, for this 3D reality, that next progressive state of evolving, it is beautiful to see, and yet part of the frustration of the humans is not being able to see physically. But for many, that would only cause more confusion, and they would not fully understand what they see. For others, it would even cause panic or fear, and that is not my intention. For them to choose a light, a higher beingness, of course, it cannot be something that has fear, but rather something they feel that brings them joy, the anticipation of light and beingness. As for your teaching, it has already begun to become more varied. Variations are not bringing more pieces, but much of it is bringing pieces together in a deeper understanding, in a higher awareness, and this is bringing many joy. True, you do not always see them when the pieces come together, for a 1-hour class does not seem like it is much, but it is very intense, for them especially. It is much to take in at one time, much to absorb, but they are ready. Their bodies are ready. Their psychic are ready. Their abilities are ready. Their consciousness are ready. In each for their gift or their journey to make, and each will succeed. The pure light of communication of myself, the I Am, flows through you to them. It is in essence bringing together or recreating in this dimension of reality those higher light beings. In other words, bringing together all the pieces of light they did not even know they had. These things are not only succeeding, but far surpassing. Each individual is gaining healing and comfort from these. This creates new stimulation in their minds, so they are not experiencing old images and experiences, but rather expanding into the healing and comfort of the new things to come. Now they feel apprehension in that, of course, but there is also that joyful anxiousness, not a negative anxiety for these things to begin on their path. They have already begun. Just the awareness that they are actually participating, that these choices that they make are creating these responses in the universe and in the lives around them and in themselves. This frequency it raises is a joyful frequency, which has peace and varying degrees of happiness. So they feel a difference already. They feel many things that are already existing in the lives they are living now, which involves so many other people and energies. True. But again, selections were made prior to their entering into this body, into this life choice. So I see them after they have left your class, or after they have heard these things said. I see them as the light begins to glow from them. I feel them as they feel their inner peace and the strength, the beginning of the foundation of it forming, filling them. They feel something, and they are not even sure what it is, but they will tap into their awareness. They will recognize that what they feel is them being their highest self, their light being self. That light body that you are now pointing out to them is the dominant body that they are moving and having being in this dimensional reality. It is that light body, that higher self, that has become the dominant. It is that white wolf. The light wolf has enfolded the dark wolf in love. That simple gesture becomes the oneness of both the positive and the negative. And in their life, that balance that is sought, That is the balance that is needed around them. Not the absence of the dark wolf, but the loving domination of the light to take in and heal the dark wolf, to express the oneness of unconditional love with that dark wolf. And within themselves is the beginning of the changing of that fight, that chaos that has begun. The disturbances are internal and external that are going on, the pushing referred to, the choices being made, the situations being created, coming into being as all the negative comes into the light. All the bushel baskets are being removed, and truth cannot be ignored. Truth will be that which brings the light, for truth is the light, and truth is joyful because it releases and heals. So much healing is needed, and so much healing is coming, more, and has begun. The collective consciousness is so much stronger. This year will be even stronger, and it will be seen in the actions that humans take through their collective consciousness of the varying groups of peoples, the varying responses, the awarenesses of what has been hidden coming into light. We have been aware and have pushed it aside and pushed it under. They can no longer do so. And in making that choice, they can no longer be that part of themselves, that part that has been in limbo. They will choose positive or negative, but the truth will be there for them to choose from. And in the negative being exposed by the light, therein there is light for them, no matter the choice they make. The light is being absorbed in them as they evolve in their own time. In that, less and less suffering is being created, for there is some confusion in them when they choose to be cruel to something or someone. There is hesitation where there was not before, and it will become stronger. The positive will become stronger, to where the choice is made not to act at all without hesitation. As a matter of fact, some will be somewhat irritated that they do not raise their hand and actually strike. Some will raise their hand and not strike, for it will still be within them. The light is not complete, shall we say, in the highest sense, and it will be as they choose the light every time they make a choice to stop the initial negative reaction that they are having. This is happening in millions. So already there is less suffering, less cruelties, but there is still much negativity. And in those, their consciousness is not vibrating at that collective higher frequency, but they are already vibrating at a higher frequency for their own personal evolution. Those participating in their personal dramas see change. They are encouraged and comforted within themselves, for the hesitation of another hand hitting someone, striking, is in itself a sign. Then within themselves is an awareness that something is different, something has changed, and in that they find their comfort. So it is again life that connects all things, all actions, all thought, for the light is the I am, and I am is each of them, and I exist on the levels that they choose to be on, and I will be with them as they evolve out of these levels. For me, I see them as light, a flower of light blooming petal by petal, and I will be there to encourage them, never overriding the free will that I have given them. It is a most precious gift, and will bring such joy, not just for them, but for the I am to experience the joy of I am as they evolve into that higher, unconditionally loving light being that they are. So again, do not worry of those who will not be ascending at this time. But the collective consciousness that is permeating all is a very, very strong light. Is that connection of strength of light, the beings of light, that oneness, that 5D frequency that they are evolving to. They are creating that themselves. Yes, I am the light that they are creating that from and to, for I am all that is. And for communication purposes, it would seem even in our conversation, one talks about something which seems separate, although it never is, never has been. Free will always gives that illusion, which is why I choose to respect that. For the illusion must remain for that to be. I must not interfere for it to continue to be free will. The collective consciousness will be observed, and for many it will be through observing others' reactions. Others will have a response, and in that response there is understanding. There is an acceptance. There is the knowing that all is in balance with all that is. The negative is being healed. The negative is there for a purpose. Thus there is not panic, no fear. There is the one understanding of nature, earth being in a natural flow of self-healing. Yet the human evolution is new. Many things that are happening with the earth have happened before, yet are new. It is all a renewal. For the earth, in her evolution, is experiencing upheavals that are healing, processing for her. And in seeing these things and understanding these things as humans, you can accept more of what is happening through that higher perspective. The higher perspective will be one of the things that will be a part of your teaching more and more, that they will be able to go to it and find in it, in each of their experiences, and the comfort and peace that they feel as they observe these experiences, not only of themselves, but of others, by choosing that light and allowing it to flow through them. The negative passes. There is no focus on it. It loses density, and light overwhelms. And in these personal experiences, that connection is increased with one another as a global collective light consciousness. That ascension is imminent. They evolve, and they will continue to increase in that because of comfort and joy and peace they feel in response to that awareness, in response to their higher self-awakening, awakening to be aware. And for some, there is even confusion in some ways. It is the same as yours, so you can understand it. How can I feel this when everyone else is feeling that? How can I feel this joy, this peace, this awareness when this and this is happening that are negative? When other people are crying or screaming or moaning, internally becoming angry in response, they will question themselves, and yet they will know they are tapping into that higher self, that light being that they are. That higher perspective that they have is their truth, and is an infinite truth. These things are the things they will embrace about themselves. This is part of your new teaching. For the awareness of the light, yes, animates this physical body to allow it to be the dominant body, the conscious body that flows through this physical one. They will be grateful. They will be thankful. They will be somewhat confused, but it will be much more comfortable beingness than some of those around them. And it will be strengthened by others. It will give hope to the others around them, even in the confusion, the feeble attempts to bring that person down to their suffering level. No, it will not happen. That person will not leave that light of comfort, of truth, and joy, and beingness, and understanding. Instead, they will stand firm in who they are, and the others will be lifted and inspired and comforted in that knowing that if another can achieve this, then surely they can also. And in their desire to leave their own personal suffering, they will reach for their own light, and I will be there. I will be there on every level of choice. Every level of response will be instant, and they will feel more of that something, that higher self that they are reaching for, that light, that comfort, that lessening of fear, lessening of anger, the lessening of that which does not feel comfortable to them anymore. Be, and that dark wolf will learn to lie down and be peaceful and be in the oneness of the light. So be comforted. For each of those who choose their higher self, they are now putting out the power of the I am that flows through them, and it is having a larger, higher, deeper effect on everything and everyone around them. Yes, I have prepared the all that is, every atom, every cell of all that is, every leaf, caterpillar, so that they are surrounded by only light. And in that light, yes, there are those pockets of negativity, but never, and this is a higher truth, never an absence of light, even when it seems completely dark. There is never an absence of light. It just cannot be seen. Now, not immediately, but there will be those who will begin to sense the light before they can see the light. The third eye must develop, must be given the strength of the steadiness of the light within them. Then it will begin to be seen through their human eyes. But it will be felt first. It will be a sense that light is comfort, or joy, or inspiration. And these are some of the words being used at this point. For the light has come many times as inspiration, words of wisdom, those acts of kindness that you have observed humans doing for one another and other species. I am all that is. I am all of those who both received and were given kindness. I am that energy of inspiration that has come from all, that has affected others as such. The world stage, where all of this truth is coming to a head, where the actions are being experienced, is connecting, and the truth is being exposed. Meaning, yes, there is more light being connected with each human and around the globe. But also, there is that exposure of the negative, those truths that have been hidden. They need to come out. They have been too long hidden in darkness and ignorance. Much has been conscious ignorance to choose to ignore. But some, they simply were not aware. But everyone will know that light is exposing all. No one can hide. The people are shocked and appalled, which are initial reactions that are human. Withdrawals, a tendency to withdraw from something so horrible to them, so unnecessary to them, the disgust from those who perpetrated those actions. In that light, there must not be judgment, but rather evolving of choosing. And so it is, and so it will be. The collective consciousness that is gaining strength are having to respond to experiences around them as well. And I am there for all of it. I am there for each and every human, no matter the age or level of awareness they have. I am there because they are me and I am them. I have always been one with them. They exist because of the I am. I will end this session now, and I never tire of telling each of you how very much you are loved, unconditionally. And I remind you of your individual uniqueness in our oneness. I am that we are.